Hey there, what's up, guys? This is Ellie, and welcome back to Eagle Eye Mysteries. Today, let's take Jake, and we have 5 more mysteries to go before book 1 comes to a close. So, without further ado, let's take on the case of the International Idol. And now, a little backstory on the case. Attention all units! The search for the missing Buddha is over. The valuable statue was found in the Andrew Jackson suite of Swank's Hotel. Yao, I heard about the stolen Buddha on the news. It was stolen from a monastery in Tibet 3 weeks ago. Top detectives from all over the world are on the case. All units, we have several suspects but have made no arrests. Repeat, we have made no arrest. Further investigation needed. Lead detective is Mr. Wat Fan, visiting us from Hong Kong. Case headquarters is the Ridgeview Police Station. That is all. Aren't they supposed to say like Roger or something? It's sort of radio etiquette. Anyway, I heard that Miss Polaria was hosting an international art show at Swank's Hotel. I wonder what she knows about the stolen Buddha. And yes, because kids are very welcome at grown-up crimes. Anyway, let's head to Swank's Hotel to poke our nosy noses into business that doesn't concern us. Maybe we can find something in the room where the stolen Buddha was found. Hi, Miss Case. We heard there was some excitement here at the hotel. Yes, I certainly hope that this publicity about stolen art doesn't hurt the hotel. The police found that stolen statue up in the Andrew Jackson suite where Miss Polaria held her art show. I know the Buddha wasn't there earlier this evening when Miss Polaria and I looked over the suite, and we saw all the people who visited Miss Polaria. Who were the people who visited Miss Polaria? Ask Chuck. He's better than I am with names. Perhaps he remembers them all. The only guests that stick in my mind are Madame Wen and her daughter. I was just leaving the suite when they arrived. Madame Wen asked me to help her unpack her suitcase. It was filled with tiny ring boxes, no bigger than your hand. I helped her arrange them on the silk tablecloth they brought from Greenswales. Later, everyone came down but Miss Polaria, and Mr. Green, the banker, took them to a restaurant in his car. Right after that, the police arrived. Hello, Miss Polaria. Hello, Sergeant Nails. Can you tell us what happened? Certainly. I invited a few of my international customers up here, and one of them placed a box containing the stolen Buddha under the sofa. We searched the suite because we caught an international smuggler at the airport. The detective from Hong Kong, who has been tracking the Buddha, Detective Fan, spotted the smuggler as he got off a plane from Amsterdam. The smuggler wants the judge to go easy on him, so he confessed that he was supposed to pick up the Buddha from beneath the sofa and deliver it to a collector in New York. Sure enough, we searched the suite and found the statue, but nobody knows who stole it in Tibet and brought it here. Until we find out, I'm watching Miss Polaria. I hope you find the thief soon. I do not enjoy being treated like a criminal. Hi, Chuck. Did you see all the people who went up to the Andrew Jackson suite after Miss Case inspected it? You bet. First, I helped Miss Polaria bring up a bunch of boxes and crates and stuff. I had to be real careful. Some of them were fragile pieces of art. She was really nice though. She tipped me $10. Then the Chinese lady, Madame Wen, arrived in a cab with her daughter. She had a shopping bag from Greenswales, the expensive store. The daughter had a big fancy leather suitcase. I helped her carry it to the elevator. Then the guy with the English accent came in. Chutney Miles. He didn't have any packages though. Then Mrs. Boran went up to the suite. She's been staying there. She's really nice. She had a cart with 3 boxes on it. Are you sure there were only 3? Yeah, I remember because it was the same as the number of floors you go up to the Andrew Jackson suite. 3 floors up, 3 packages on the cart. Boy, Chuck, you have a great memory. Thanks. Okay, so that is just establishing the scene of the crime, I suppose. I wonder why you would arrest a smuggler which you recognize on sight, but you have no proof that he was smuggling anything there. Alright, let's head to the police station. Let's see what other information that we can leech off the police. Let's ask Chief Barnes for the facts of the case. Hello, Ellie. Hello, Jake. Glad to see you're on the case. We can use all the help we get, including children of all ages. We have the statements of our foreign visitors recorded on video in the file cabinet right over there. Mr. Fan, the detective from Hong Kong, has been following the case since the theft was reported in Tibet 3 weeks ago. You may want to talk to him. Here, I'll show you the Buddha in the box we found it in. The box is about 1 foot tall and has been carved by hand from a single block of wood. The statue of Buddha is beautifully carved out of a green stone called jade. Here's the video of Mrs. Boran. I went to the rooms of Miss Polaria. She had some nice art for sale, but nothing I wish to buy. I brought some art I wish to sell, but nobody bought any. That is all I know. This video is labeled Chutney Miles. I am Chutney Z. Miles, Esquire of Christchurch, New Zealand. It's true I was in Tibet when the Buddha was stolen, but I know nothing about the theft. I paid a visit to my friend Miss Polaria earlier this evening. She and her friends showed me some of their art, but I did not buy anything. That is all I know about this affair. And finally, here's the video statement of Madam Wood. Since she speaks no English, the statements are translated by her daughter May. My mother says she is saddened to be a suspect of such a crime. Nothing like this has ever happened to her before. She came to Miss Polaria to show her some fine antique jewelry we have for sale. Okay, so our current leading witness, leading suspect should be the guy who visited Tibet. Here's Mr. Green. He met with the foreign visitors after they came down from the Andrew Jackson suite. And look, that man must be Detective Wat Fan from Hong Kong. What fun. Hello, children. Are you the young detectives Chief Barnes told me about? Never mind, I can see that you are. I'm Wat Fan, detective from Hong Kong, at your service. Glad to meet you, Detective Fan. Ellie and I are here working on the Tibetan Buddha case. So you are. Have you talked to Mr. Green? I think he has something very interesting to tell you. Listen very carefully to what he has to say. I had dinner with Mr. Miles, Mrs. Boran, and Madam Wen and her daughter. They are all such charming people. I cannot believe any of them stole the Buddha. I guess that would make Miss Polaria guilty, wouldn't it? Did any of the people bring boxes or packages down from the suite? Chutney Miles didn't, but the Wens had a suitcase and a shopping bag. And Mrs. Boran had a little cart with 2 boxes strapped to it. 2 boxes? Are you sure? Oh, quite sure. I helped her load the cart into the trunk of my car. Hmm. Okay, let's go to the library and see uh, whether we have any additional information we can glean at the library to clarify our facts. If you need information from all over the world, the library is a good place to go. Hello, Jake. Hello, Ellie. Mrs. Garcia, we are investigating the stolen Buddha. Stolen Buddha? Statues of Buddha are sacred objects in some countries. It would be terrible to have one stolen. It says here that Buddha was a holy man who lived thousands of years ago in India. People who follow his teachings are called Buddhists. It's one of the world's great religions. Statues of Buddha always often show a young man sitting cross-legged in deep meditation. That wasn't helpful at all. Alright, let's solve the case. I think we figured out who the idol thief might be. Can you select the 5 clues that best support our case? Okay. Alright, so motive. Okay, everyone had the same alibi. They were all in the room. So we need basically proof. Mrs. Boran, 3 boxes up, 2 boxes down. So that means 1 box was left behind. But Mrs. Boran says she did not buy or sell her art, so 1 box was left behind. 1 box was left behind. Shopping bag. Okay, so we have to make sure that the room did not have the Buddha at the start and only these people came in. Alright. Those are the clues we'll want the police to see. Now choose the person that you think stole the international idol. While Chutney Miles did indeed go to Tibet, his the people around him recognized what he brought up and down into the room, so it should be fine. So all our clues point currently to Mrs. Boran because she left something in the room. Yes, Mrs. Boran put the stolen Buddha under the sofa, and you can prove it. Let's check the evidence. We learned from Chuck that only 1 of 5 people could have placed the Buddha box under Miss Polaria's sofa. Chutney Miles, Mrs. Boran, Madam Wen, her daughter Mary, or Miss Polaria herself. Chuck told us Chutney Miles didn't bring any boxes up to the suite. He couldn't have hidden the box underneath the sofa. Miss Kay said that the suitcase May Wen brought up to the suite contained tiny ring boxes. The statue is too large to have fit into one of them. The bag from Green Swales that Madam Wen carried contained only a silk tablecloth. No box at all. That leaves only Miss Polaria or Mrs. Boran. Chuck said both of them brought boxes up to the suite, but Chuck also noticed that Mrs. Boran brought 3 boxes up to the suite. Mr. Green, however, noticed that when she came down from the suite, Mrs. Boran only carried 2 boxes. What happened to the missing box? Mrs. Boran said she did not buy or sell any art, so she should have come back down with 3 boxes of art. But she didn't because she left the box containing the Buddha under the sofa. Outrageous! The courier It's a front page article and it's all about Ellie. Yeah, an international detective even says how great Ellie is. That's one for the scrapbook. The case is a big milestone in Eagle Eye history. Ridgeview Courier. Ridgeview detective cracks big international theft. Ellie of the Eagle Eye Detective Agency proved that Mrs. Boran, a foreign visitor, illegally brought a priceless stolen Buddha into the USA. When confronted with the evidence Ellie collected, Mrs. Boran gave a full confession. The case came together when Ellie noticed that Mrs. Boran came down from the suite with one less box than she had when she went up, said Jake. It's just a simple yet important detail. The police expect Mrs. Boran to serve many years in prison for her crime. Grateful monks in Tibet sent thanks to Ellie and Jake as they restored the Buddha to a place of honor in their temple. Thanks don't really pay the bills, but I guess it's a great thing to have in your resume when you want to be a detective in the future. Alright, that wraps up the case. So if you've been enjoying the series, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and as usual, this is Ellie signing out.